razor, including the newer, sharper blades, a weighted handle, foaming shave gel with aloe, and a travel cover to protect your blade when you're on the go, just by going to harrys.com/official and redeeming your trial offer today. You can shave any part of your body. You don't even have to shave. You can display them as a nice little trophy saying, you see those blades over there? They're from Germany. That's amazing. Go to harrys.com/official, redeem your trial offer, try their kit. Let us know what you think. And that leads into a topic I had for Miss Belle Delphine, actually. How much, I don't want to say effort, but have you ever gone to really extraneous lengths for your services, or do you think you kind of sat and looked at what you're doing and went, man, I'm putting a lot of effort and work into this? How hard of a job do you think it is, what you do overall work-wise?
Interesting. Well, obviously, like with any job, or, you know, if you're a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that obviously no one sees. So, like, I do everything myself. So it's like setting up the lighting and then organizing where I'm going to take the photos and then taking the photos and then uploading them and then speaking to people. I mean, there's so many people that you have to speak to. I think that's the whole premise with OnlyFans is it's the one-on-one speaking, right? And then there's, I get wrapped into this and I just forget, like, oh shit, I should probably post on Twitter or something. And then there comes like the mega projects that's kind of like the whole YouTube thing, or, you know, things like that. But it doesn't take that long to get ready. Probably like an hour to like hair and makeup and stuff like that.
See, that's why I ask, because that's what in a way frustrates me, because you seem to get all that time and effort and makeup, and then you take photos and then it's done for the most part, you know? You put on all these outfits and these costumes or all this setup, and once your photos are taken, that's it. Move on to the next one, and it's like, man, that's a lot of pageantry just for those few photos. Sometimes.
Do you do OnlyFans as well, Andrew?
Yeah, you ruined the surprise, Jackson. Got my OnlyFans. Been putting on my cosplays.
That was a question I wanted to ask you about. Do you see a lot of success from men doing OnlyFans? Like, the only one I can think of is Nikado Avocado, and it's because he does like some really good stuff. Like, he'll throw his legs over his head to have his whole butthole gape towards the camera. Do you see like a lot of success from male OnlyFans?
It depends. There's different demographics for it. There's obviously you've got like the Nico Avocado, which is you know, shock factor stuff, right? It's such good commentary. And I mean,
yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, pretty mental. I mean, I'm sure he does other stuff. I don't know. But then there's like you know, for content for gay people. But I don't think it'll ever be as successful as some of these Instagram girls, because I think that's where most of the money is put into.
There's just too much massive like guys are just so horny online.
Yeah,
like they'll go to extreme lengths to get those nudes.
For nearly any concept that you can sexualize, there's a fetish for it. There's a person placating it. There's people drawing art of it. Everything is served on the internet, whatever your taste.
Like Jackson's friend who
women
draws
are just
porn.
not gonna be ever as horny as men online. And I mean, the only demographic that would even have the slightest chance is, like Belle said, maybe the gay OnlyFans creators. But even then, there aren't as many gay people on the internet as horny straight guys.
I think there are. I think they're definitely a minority, but there are definitely horny women online. But there's just so much supply. There's just so much supply. There's just so many.
Do you see them?
there's so many men just ready. Like, they're just posting their dicks anywhere that they can. You know, there's so much supply there to meet a very small demand, I think. So girls get most of the attention when it comes to
and obviously there is this whole like culture. I think, like, rather than like a gay OnlyFans or whatever, I think men are more happy to like feel like they're helping a girl out, right? Like with OnlyFans, like they're giving this girl money to like help her. Yeah, I don't know, like to help her with her life. That's what they kind of like to feel like they're caring for this girl beyond seeing their content. They also want to feel like the alpha guy, like supporting this girl and stuff like that. So there's definitely a thing. I mean, with like it's so huge, like with Twitch girl streamers, you know, these guys really want to help these people, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's
what they
those
like to think.
parasocial relationships
definitely-
we always talk about.
It's also definitely machismo, where they want to show off and be like, back off, guys. I'm the one who cleaned her fridge, not you.
I was gonna ask about that. So on Twitch, Belle, I'm sure you've heard these stories where some Twitch booby streamer reveals accidentally that she's married, and her moderators in the Twitch chat have a fucking meltdown because they all thought that they were the special boy in her life who was eventually gonna meet her. Have you ever had something like that in your emails or private messages? A guy who was angry finding out that you might not be interested in dating him specifically?
Honestly, I didn't actually think I've had many angry guys at me towards that thing. It's more so expectant. Like, I have a lot of guys that actually expect to date me, and they're kind of confused when it's I don't know, it's really hard when such strong emotions come involved. Like, they're really like, I love you, and I think about you all the time, and I really have these feelings for you, and we're going to meet up, and we're going to do all these things. And then it's kind of, it's a hard playing ground, because I don't want to, upset them, and I also don't really want to push them away. But I also don't want to corrupt their life. That's what I was going to ask.
Do you kind of like play? Do you kind of like play into that at all to try to string them along so they pay more? Because if I was in your position, I absolutely would.
Only to a certain degree. It crosses a line. I think when I can see that it's becoming negative, if they're like too obsessional maybe, or too I definitely play on the sexual aspect, of course. Like, I want to be their sexual fantasy, right? But relationship-wise, it's weird. I'm not sure.
So,
Sorry, the whole sex thing took us aback there. I don't know what to say.
yeah, I was shocked when I heard that. So,
Charlie, what kind of guest did you bring on this show?
hey, I thought you just
no one ever
collected it for
actually
the
told
art.
me what you do, by the way. I've just been guessing. No, I'm kidding, by the way.
So I
I'm a
wanted
big
to. This is probably a
An
question
only
you
fan,
can't.
if you will.
Yeah, this is probably a question you can't answer, but I'd be very curious. Is there like anyone in the OnlyFans sphere, like anyone that you message with, that you actually have feelings for as well, or is it all just straight business?
Oh my God.
Have you ever fallen for a fan?
100%. I had this one guy, and he was the one who paid for my Skype tier quite a while ago when I had that. And we, obviously I Skyped him because he paid for it. And he ended up being a really, really nice person. And then we'd kind of like keep Skyping, and then it kind of came to the point where it reversed roles. I was asking to Skype him and things like that.
Did you clean his
man.
fridge? He played
I
the
became
long
a simp.
con. Holy shit.
God, where's his OnlyFans? I want to subscribe to that.
Yeah. That must be one handsome dude.
Yeah, I want to see who this man was.
He wasn't. I've never really been the type of person to fall for stereotypically attractive people. I've throughout my life, I've always I don't know, maybe it's the whole thing, like at school I always hated this whole inferior and inferior thing with like the popular kids and the non-popular kids, and I always never really liked the popular guys because I just didn't like feeling inferior to them, or like lesser or weaker in some way. So I always I was so drawn to the internet, and when I was drawn to the internet, it's like humor, right, was my thing. If I found a funny guy, I didn't care what he looked like at all. And in some weird aspects, I actually found myself getting more attracted to guys who are stereotypically not attractive, because it felt like I don't know, it was kind of hot to me. I don't know why. But yeah, looks have never been kind of my one priority for guys to be. It's always just humor, I think.
Take that, Chads. See, everyone has a chance.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Well, I mean, humor is kind of the male's survival mechanism, so wholeheartedly believe that. It's not all of us look good. We kind of gotta make chicks laugh to be able to procreate.
Yeah, definitely. Humor's very important, I think, as a guy. You can completely make it if you've got a comedy on your belt as well. Even if, regardless of what you look like, there's definitely a girl out there for you, I think.
So, Belle, do you in general feel safe doing what you do on the internet and with your, privacy and such? Because even people where feelings and romantic feelings and sexual feelings aren't involved, even they sometimes aren't safe. You know, YouTubers get swatted on the regular. People show up to their houses just to harass them, and things happen. They get doxxed. How is it for you? Is it any? Do you figure it's worse than other people on the internet, other content creators, influencers? I hate those words, but
I'm not sure if it's worse
you get my
for
point.
me. I mean, because it's hard to say, because I know there are like normal Twitch streamers that have, you know, intense problems. Even Twitch streamers who I wouldn't assume would have these offensive fans, right?
Yeah.
It seems to be like non-gender specific, even like with Boogie, right? He just got that was crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, poor Boogie.
Yeah.
And that's my point. Even someone like Boogie still has some dude showing up to his house to just harass him and create content out of him, and it must be.
It's the internet.
Yeah,
It doesn't
even
matter
on
who
the
you
smaller
are.
scale, it happens. You can have Twitch streamers who have like 5 viewers per stream, and one of them could still be crazy obsessive stalkery, and you just don't hear about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Their only goal is just to fuck with that one person for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
That's just what harassment is on the internet.
I do have to say, I am very, very grateful that I don't actually live in America. I feel like the risk is bigger. I feel like maybe this is offensive, but I do feel like there are a lot more loonies in America. Like, I don't know this, because America's so big. And you know, everyone has access to a gun if they, you know, want to, right? So thank fuck I don't live there. And plus, most of my audience is from America as well. So I feel like that kind of creates a safe gate for me.
Yeah, there's a boundary.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can't cross it. It's impossible.
It's blessed. Yeah, it's like
No one's ever
boundary.
crossed the Atlantic Ocean. It's a
Not yet.
myth.
I mean, most
They'll evolve to swim.
But even outside of America, I think most countries have exceptions for people like you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would go. I would say that somebody like you might be able to convince a government that you should have the right to own a gun wherever it is that you live. In Europe, even if you move, because, you know, public figures, for example, here in Germany, we have exceptions to the gun laws if you're a public figure who is, you know, threatened on the daily, basically, or who has reason to believe that their life is in danger. The government gives them an exception and says, okay, you may carry a gun around with you at all times.
I mean, I personally find
When
it
that is
quite.
completely off limits to regular people. You might want to look into that maybe, in case that fridge guy really
Yeah.
wants to show up and kidnap you for his deep freezer.
I mean, we're not even allowed pepper spray here. So,
Really?
Yeah. we're not.
So how do you get?
Where are you?
fucking
Sorry,
stupid.
I don't actually know where you are. Like,
UK. England.
So what's your option for legitimate self-defense? Like, let's say, I mean,
Martial arts.
but let's say, I mean, you're a woman, so a lot of you would probably have the qualm of, oh, I don't want to walk at night alone.
a lot of you.
All right, I worded that very poorly.
What are you gonna do? You're a woman.
A lot of women, I've heard, have the qualm of, oh, I don't want to walk alone at night. You know, you don't feel safe. But if you can't get pepper spray, what's your option? What do you go for?
Absolutely.
Find a man to defend you, Andrew.
It's
Are you
real
looking for
question,
security
though.
services? Andrew seems to be offering.
I'm not trying to.
No,
I'm
I'm with
legitimately
Andrew.
asking.
I think it's ridiculous that a lot of countries make it, you know, illegal for a woman, say, to carry pepper spray, you know, or a taser or something,
it's
or
not
one of those little
in
handheld
the
ones.
UK. It's not illegal for women to operate pepper spray. It's
That's
illegal
what
for
she
anyone,
just said.
right?
Yeah.
Wait, is it only women? They don't let women.
No, not only
Jackson,
women, but
you're focusing
I
on the
think-
women aspect. All I was making as an example is, like, for example, my girlfriend, when she lived in Chicago, she would carry a small knife because she didn't feel safe walking alone at night. So,
that's
I'm
America.
wondering what Belle or anyone like her would do if they can't get pepper spray or any of that.
Maybe a slingshot.
What are your do you have legitimate
Yeah.
options? Like, what do? Do you just have to, like, run and find a man, or like what?
A megaphone. Think about it. Megaphone. You can turn that bitch on and shout for help.
Yeah, sure. Rape whistle.
Well, luckily the UK on the most
That'll
part
help.
is very safe. But I suppose if you are, you know, if this is a real big fear for you, I guess, carry a small, like, knife or something in your pocket.
Or your house keys.
Oh,
I've
yeah, you
heard
can't
of
say
house
that in
keys
the
being
UK.
used. House keys are a good weapon. Like if you hold the key
What?
part in between your fingers and then
No,
stab.
they're not. This isn't a goddamn movie, goddammit, Jackson. Real life isn't like Marvel movies where a 20-pound woman is tossing around, 200-pound men because she has superpowers all of a sudden. Keys aren't gonna do shit against a very motivated rapist. The idea that women should be allowed to
shut
carry
up.
self-defense weapons is insane.
I'm saying if they've got literally nothing else, then house keys might.
That's
might
also
at
not gonna
least-
do
House
anything.
keys
It'll be
not
a
gonna do
morale
anything,
boost.
Jackson.
It'll
It's
be a morale
really
boost.
not.
Your best shot. Your best shot, if you're unarmed, is just to go for the balls, kick him in the balls, and
Yes.
run as fast
That's
as you
why I
can.
think
But
I have a-
there's so many articles from the UK and Canada and shit where a woman will defend herself against a rapist using pepper spray and then go to the police to report it, and the police will fine her for having pepper
I
spray.
actually read that as well.
Bitch, she
Jesus.
It happens in the
She
Australia
just
too.
saved herself from rape, and you're fining her because she did.
She didn't have the
See,
police's
that's
permission.
why I think I have a legitimate question. What are your actual options? Like, what can you do to keep yourself safe in the UK?
I don't know. I don't think we really have many walking around. I mean, carrying a knife is illegal, so you can't really.
Carrying spoons is illegal in the UK, isn't it? There's so many UK police verified Twitter accounts that on the regular tweet photos of, oh, sweep the neighborhood today and got these deadly weapons from a bunch of youth, and they post photos of like butter knives and spoons.
Yeah.
It's
Crazy.
Really?
It's a very over. I don't know. It's a really hard situation, but luckily it doesn't happen that much here. It's quite safe. Apart from London, there's a whole problem in London. But yeah.
Yeah, fuck London.
Well, was it in London where there was this one terrorist who started stabbing people on a bridge, and people had to take a narwhal tusk off a wall in a pub in order to defend themselves?
Yeah, I
You guys remember that news?
Yeah, it wasn't a narwhal tusk, you weird fetishist. It was a fucking walrus
It
tusk.
literally was.
It was a walrus tusk.
Wasn't it?
No, it was a What the fuck would the narwhal tusk be doing in a bar? It was a walrus.
What
the fuck would a walrus tusk be doing
in a
there?
bar?
Yeah, like, you know the
act like,
difference there. You-
people
you-
Such a big difference.
No, it was a fucking not a narwhal, man. It was a walrus.
I thought it was an elephant horn.
All right, Jackson's insane.
I
my
literally
God.
just looked it up. It was a narwhal tusk.
That's amazing.
Oh, fuck you, Charlie. Can you suck my balls now? Bitch, Charlie, you better show up and clean my fridge, asshole. You were wrong.
It was a
You
narwhal.
were fucking wrong. It was a narwhal
What a
tusk.
story. I killed a terrorist with a narwhal fucking spear.
Holy shit! Yeah.
That guy better be getting free beer in every pub in England. But
Yeah.
he never should have had to resort to that. The terrorist had a knife. Go figure.
Yeah.
The guys who, go around killing people, they don't adhere to the law, so the law-abiding citizen had to grab a fucking narwhal tusk.
Well, this man is a
unicorn
real man
horn
of
in order to fend off.
This guy's a real man of opportunity. Apparently, while the stabbing and all this stuff was going on, two other people were trying to fend him off with wooden chairs. But this guy said, no, I've got a real weapon.
Wow.
It's like a WWE match, just breaking lawn chairs on his back. This shouldn't have to happen.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Maybe just carry a narwhal spear in your pocket. That seems to work.
Yeah.
That's the new UK self-defense weapon of choice, animal bones.
This is so silly. Just don't go outside. Just hide. It's easy.
It's the fucking Stone Ages.
Well, I do have to say, I think like the whole security thing definitely is like a fear, because someone actually did come around to my old previous address before, which was really scary. So ever since, I've always had this fear, and I've actually got like a huge lock on my bedroom door. So every time I go into my bed and like sleep, I lock my bedroom door from like the inside, just like a. Just to make me, like, I don't know, extra secure. And, like, I've got this whole routine in my head that I go through. Like, whenever I hear a noise downstairs or something, usually just, like, I don't know, plumbing, I have this whole routine that I go through
is
where I'm, like,
crazy.
there's a window and I jump out the window, which leads to a roof. And I already have it all planned out what I do.
A locked door doesn't seem like enough. You should go the full like Mission Impossible route and have like invisible lasers in your